Hey guys, this is Kelly Jan, and I'm an independent ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and I am very happy that you've joined us tonight. Whoever invited you, it may have been me, it may have been another ambassador with Plexus. They thought a lot about you, or I thought a lot about you, to invite you on this call to learn more about the Plexus products, or maybe you have already been taking the Plexus products and you want to know more, or you're intrigued about the Plexus opportunity. Whatever that happens to be, we are glad that you joined us tonight. We have several folks that are going to be sharing some of their own personal stories, and I'm going to share my screen so that you can see a few slides, some before and after pictures, and we'll talk about a few of the products. So if you'll bear with me 1 second, I will start to share my screen. Okay, everybody should be seeing my screen now. The first thing that we do have to sort of get out of the way is to read our disclaimer. And that is that the testimonies that you'll hear tonight are not the views of Plexus Worldwide. We are Plexus ambassadors and customers. We're sharing our own personal successes and results. Plexus Worldwide does not claim to cure, treat, or prevent any disease. We are also, and I am not either a health professional. I am not in the healthcare field, and I would not offer any medical advice. So anyone that's under doctor's care, if you're taking any prescriptions or anything like that, of course, please consult your physician before you think about taking any type of supplements at all, such as Plexus, and know that these are just our personal opinions and experience with the Plexus products to date. So with that, I will ask you, what is your goal? Why were you intrigued to even join a call like this? Do you have issues with fatigue? Do you have issues with pain? Do you have issues with any type of energy issue, or maybe it's migraines? Any type of issue that you have that you feel like maybe you've seen testimonials or you've heard your friends talk about that Plexus has helped them with that intrigues you to be on tonight's call, and I'm glad that you are, because we want to maybe try to address some of those things. So I have asked a couple of people who I either knew prior to Plexus or have been introduced to and have become good friends with since starting Plexus, who have seen some pretty amazing results since introducing the Plexus products to their everyday routine. Again, Plexus is maybe it's not a cure, or it's not treating anything, but since adding these products, they've seen relief from some of the symptoms in these areas of their life. And so the first person that I want to call on is actually Barry Mangum. So Barry, if you can unmute yourself, I want you to talk a little bit about your story and your health journey since you've been taking the Plexus products.
Hey everybody. I started my journey in May of 2015. And I basically just started taking the products because I wanted to lose a few pounds because I was way overweight. I was at my heaviest weight not being pregnant. So there's a lot to be said there. And nothing that I did took it off. So I decided to try Plexus after some very nice coercion from my friend Kelly. And I'm so happy that I did, because it ended up working for me. And it, not only did I lose I started losing weight kind of right off the bat, and not everybody does. And it's different because everybody's body is different. But what I noticed the most was that I just felt better. Like I wasn't as unhappy, and I wasn't as just stressed out. I don't know, just getting my body level just really helped me emotionally. So that was my biggest victory, aside from losing the weight.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Barry. One of the things that I'll share that whenever, maybe I won't cry if I share it, but every time Barry shares it, it tears me up. When her husband said to me, one of the times we were cooking out at their house, he said, since Barry has started taking the Plexus products, I have my wife back. And that is not something that you can put a price on. It's sort of like a MasterCard commercial. You know, that's one of those priceless moments that you really can't quantify. So I'm so glad for you, Barry. And the pictures don't lie, so thank you so much.
You're welcome.
The next person, Barry, if you will mute yourself, the next person that I want to have speak is Amy Purser. And Amy is actually my sister-in-law. And she would probably agree with you that I didn't like pester her about Plexus, but I was consistent in my efforts to try to get Amy to try the product. And I don't know what maybe pushed her over the edge other than maybe seeing some of the results of some of her friends, but I'm so glad that she did. Amy, you can unmute yourself and tell a little bit about your story. That would be great.
Can everybody hear me?
We can.
Very good. Yes, Kelly started sharing, and I started secretly watching. I didn't let her know I was watching, but I was. And so I watched for about 5 months. Even went out to lunch with Kelly, and she gave me a little sample to try, and I was like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, maybe I'll try it. And so when I started seeing some friends that I worked with, that I saw every single day, I started seeing their results after just 30 days and then, 2 months. And I was like, my gosh, I've got to try this stuff. I was staying at home with the boys, and I had gotten into this routine of just kind of getting up and putting on my let's scrub toilet clothes all day. And I mean, I had gotten to where, I just didn't take care of myself. I had gotten into a terrible habit of about 12-pack of soda a day. I was drinking.
Wait, can you just say that one more time? Because I don't think that people even understand.
Of soda a day.
Okay.
Of any kind of soda, anything dark, Pepsi, Coke, it just didn't matter. Cheer, whatever, it didn't matter. So I would get up in the morning with Josh as he was leaving for work, and I'd fill up my cup, and I would just keep it full all day long. And there were lots of other habits I'd gotten into, bags of Doritos at a time, and while I was folding laundry, and, I was not taking care of myself. I was not in a happy place. I was missing my friends at work, and I just was kind of just tired of being here all day. Since my early 20s, people have mistaken my children for my grandchildren, and not just my little guys. I mean, this started happening in about my mid-20s. Twice I was asked if my husband was my oldest son. And I was so fed up with that. Over the last 20 years, I have tried changing my hair, my makeup, my clothes. It didn't make any difference. Every now and then, some ignoramus would pop up and ask me if my children were my grandchildren in some way. And so I just needed something. I needed something to get my life back and get me back on the right track. And so I started Plexus, and by day 3, I was off of my sodas. Did not even crave them. I still like them, and I still have one every now and then, but I do not drink a 12-pack a day anymore. I don't even drink one a day anymore. I am sleeping better. I wake up feeling so much more refreshed and ready to start the day. As you can see in these pictures, my skin and my eyes, everything is just starting to look and feel more my age instead of 20 years older. Somehow I have found my fountain of youth in these products. And I'm just as happy as I could be.
Thank you so much, Amy. One thing, will you talk a little bit about the picture on the right in that pants picture and tell people how much weight you had lost in that picture?
I'll tell you how much weight I've lost now. This picture was taken back last summer. I started the products in June, and this was 1 month after I started the products. I lost 0 weight in those 2 pictures. That is just all of the bloat and the yuck that I carried around in my stomach. And being on the triplex combo, which is, in my opinion, the 3 best products that we have, just helps to flush out all of that bloat and the yuck that we carry around in our bodies. Today, I have been on the products about 8 months, and I still have lost very little weight. I have gone from a size 14, 16 down to an 8, 10. but I really fluctuate between about 7 pounds. I've never lost any more than 7 pounds in 8 months, but I have shrank lots and lots of inches off.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that, Amy.
You're welcome.
If you can mute yourself, that would be great. Now, if you're asking yourself, if you're on this call and you're thinking, and you're a male, and you're like, well, is this only for women? I do want to share a couple of folks who have been successful with the product. This is actually Barry's husband. I should have shown this picture right after her. The most recent picture that she shared of Brian. And well, I was going to say Plexus does not make your beard more full, but that could actually be a false statement. I do know that my hair and nails grow much, much faster and more thick now that I have started taking the Plexus products, especially our multivitamins. But Brian, who's not on the call tonight, is at his lowest weight and probably pant size. I don't want to speak for him. Maybe Barry can make a comment here, but has seen amazing results with Plexus as well, and was really spurred on and inspired, maybe is the better word, to take the products after his wife saw such amazing results. Ken Gilming is another friend of our family who also saw amazing results. This is a 1-month picture, and again, just like Amy, in the two pictures, the one on the left and the one on the right, no loss as far as numbers on the scale, which to me is pretty amazing when you can look through his cheeks, even his nose and under his chin, what a difference that makes. And the reason for that is when your body is in balance and your blood sugars are in balance, and again, I'm not a nurse, but I do know enough about nutrition in that your body's sort of always in a state of confusion, and so we're storing these carbohydrates that we eat, and we're not processing food efficiently. So when we start to introduce products like Plexus, that is firstly a blood sugar stabilizer, and then we have a product like the Probio 5 that is killing off the bad yeast and the harmful bacteria that's in our system. And then we have something like what's called the BioCleanse, which is a magnesium supplement that helps us process and eliminate dead food in a safe and gentle and natural way. All of that works together to then burn that store of fat. I mean, we're not hibernating. We're not bears. We are made to eat food for energy to fuel our bodies, not to store extra layers of fat because we need it for the winter. That is not the way that we're made. The next person that I want to ask to share a little bit of her story is Sorrel. So Sorrel, if you're on the call, I'm pretty sure that you are. You can unmute yourself.
All right, can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Awesome. Forgive me. I'm out in the parking lot here. I had to kind of leave my dinner, but I'm excited.
Thank you so
much. So yeah, Plexus has been pretty awesome for me so far. I felt like I had tried everything known to man for several different reasons to help me get healthier in a lot of different ways. And I had seen Kelly and Barry using the product, and I'd kind of watched them for a while without telling them. And Barry approached me, and I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to give it a week. I'll try a week trial. So I bought that from her, and I did 3 days. And after 3 days, I was already going, oh my gosh, I'm feeling so much better. I have a very, very low thyroid, and so I felt like all I wanted to do was sleep all the time, and probably could have done it. Excuse me. And with that, then because I was so sluggish, I was getting depressed. I was missing out on countless things with my family because of several of those reasons. I had plantar fasciitis really bad in my feet, so I felt like I was considerably older than I am, I should say. And there's just a lot of things. I just wasn't feeling good. So not to mention I needed to get a considerable amount of weight off. So I thought, whatever, I'll try it for a week. After like 3 days, I said I really noticed a lot of energy, which was crazy because I'm not used to that. and I was staying focused a lot more. I actually was accomplishing things in my house and not bouncing from one thing to another, which I tended to often do. And then at the end of the day, felt like, what do I have to show for what I did today? So I was really, really happy with it after 3 days. And then the rest of the 4 days out of my week, I just didn't take. So,
You felt so good you stopped taking it, right?
Yeah, it was so good I stopped taking it. So, and I know it was just because I was still skeptical. I was just like, yeah, I'm feeling good, but I kind of feel weird that I'm feeling good. Like, I don't think this stuff is really that good. And then, I talked to Kelly, and, she had told me a little bit more about the product, and so did Barry. And I thought, well, I guess I owe it to myself to give it a longer trial period. So, and I wanted the discount. So I joined as an ambassador with zero intention of promoting it as a business. And I just started seeing results pretty quickly. Within about not quite 3 months, I lost a little over 20 pounds and almost 2 sizes down now in pants. And on top of that, my anxiety and depression has diminished greatly. And I'm sure my husband would attest to that. In fact, I was without my drink for about 9 days. Over the holidays, just got out of my routine, and I started being the crying, emotional person again. And he said, "What is going on?" And I said, "I haven't had my pink drink." So he said, "Well, whatever you need to do, you need to get your pink drink back." So it has been a game changer. It's been a game changer for my family. My son uses the product. He's 15. It's really helped him with focus and kind of keeps, those teenage hormones at bay and evened out. And my daughter even uses it, and she's 8. She loves it. So it's been, if I could list everything that Plexus has helped me with, it would blow people's mind. So, but I won't take up all the phone today. But
Thank you, Sorrel.
Very thankful.
Thank you. And I would definitely say if you are considering offering it to anyone under the age of 18, please check with your pediatrician. Again, we are not physicians or healthcare professionals. But thank you so much, Sorrel. And I'm looking at you in this picture of yourself on the screen, and we need to add a new picture to your box because you are looking fabulous tonight. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. One last person that I asked to share with us tonight is actually as far as a health testimony, is a friend of mine, Kathy. So Kathy, if you can unmute yourself, that would be wonderful.
Hi guys. Can you hear me?
Hey, we can hear you. Yeah.
Hi. Yeah, I started Plexus for one particular reason. I suffer from PCOS, and that is polycystic ovarian syndrome, and I got diagnosed with it about 10 years ago. And the struggle with that has been crazy over the past 10 years. I have a lot of inflammation, real bad acne. Menstrual cycles are all over the place. I just feel really down about myself. Mood swings are terrible. And so last summer I got to a point where I was just really at my lowest point, and I started Facebook stalking Kelly. Around
Everyone's a stalker on this team. Everyone.
And so September came along, and I finally decided to reach out to her and talk to her about it. And I just jumped right in and started taking the triplex, and it has been phenomenal. I actually, until January, I didn't see that the scale actually move, but from September to the end of December, I mean, you can see the difference in the pictures. It was amazing. My skin cleared up. The inflammation was gone. I slept better, felt better. I keep telling everybody I actually liked myself, and people around me actually liked being around me. So it's totally changed how I feel. And for the ladies out there, my cycles have been on time, which hadn't happened in over a decade, so you don't usually cheer for that one, but I do. So that has been an absolute amazing thing. So to what you were saying earlier, Kelly, when your body's in balance, everything just kind of flows together, and it just makes everything, makes you feel good. So it has been absolutely wonderful for me.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you so much. The last question as far as health-wise that I'm going to talk about, and then I'll answer a few sort of commonly asked questions. Kathy, you can mute yourself. So these are pictures of me, and I actually started taking the Plexus products in October of 2014. I was not a very good Plexus customer and didn't actually decide to take the products consistently or really take the products seriously until January of 2015, when I had decided, you know what, maybe these products just aren't for me. And Melissa, who was patient with me, said, what if we just do it the right way for 30 days? And I did. I started seeing amazing results. As you can see, the difference between January and April, and then on into May and June, and now I feel amazing. I've been sleeping through the night, which is something that I had not done in, I guess, almost 9 years since my youngest daughter had been born. Focus, my skin, my hair, my nails, all of those things were huge improvements for me. And it was something that then in March of 2015, I decided to start sharing with others, and I did. And that is why you are ultimately on this call today, because either myself or whoever invited you is someone who in some way has been touched by that decision of mine to start to share the Plexus products. So I want to answer a couple of commonly asked questions. Firstly, is it expensive? Well, I asked myself the same question, and when I started seeing that people were coming off of their medications, when they were stopping that 12-pack of soda a day, when they were stopping those afternoon sort of munchies of chips and crackers and cookies and all those types of things, I really saw that, yes, Plexus was something that could really pay for itself in the decisions we're making about where we're spending that extra income. People ask me all the time, well, is it going to work for me? Well, in my opinion, Plexus products work for everyone. We just have to figure out the best combination of products. And I am the perfect example of someone who was ready to utilize this 60-day money-back guarantee, not because of the products, but 100% from me not taking the products correctly. But the good thing is that Plexus does honor that, that guarantee. I've also been asked, is it FDA approved? And it is not. It is not a drug that is regulated by the FDA. It is a supplement, much like a vitamin that you might get from GNC or the vitamin shop or anything at a drugstore or pharmacy. Also much like baby formula, which is also considered a supplement. So that is also not regulated by the FDA. What is regulated by the FDA is our packaging and also our website. So everything that's in the ingredients that are actually in our supplements has to be correctly reflected on our packaging and also on our website. Another question that I've been asked is it safe? I would, as I've said multiple times on this recording, that if you are taking any prescription medications, if you're under a doctor's care, or even if you're just curious, I would definitely check with your doctor or pharmacist, show them the ingredients. One of the things that I'm very prideful about in that Plexus on our website does list all of the ingredients. You can print them off, you can pull them up on your phone, and you can show them to your doctor if you're concerned about any type of drug interaction or anything of that nature. Now, if like I did, you said, well, I love Plexus. I love the opportunity to be healthy and feel great, and I might be interested in the financial opportunity as well. And when I started asking Melissa some of those things, I have been involved in some other network marketing companies in the past. And one of my first objections, if you will, was I don't really have a lot of money, though, for a big buy-in or to buy a big kit or a big upfront cost. And Melissa said, well, actually, to join Plexus, the cost for your website for the year is $34.95. It's a one-time cost. It's not monthly, but it's something that you should, if you start to share the products, be able to make back very quickly, which I did within a 1 month period of time. My first check with Plexus not only covered that website expense, but also the products that I had purchased for myself in my first month. I've talked to other folks, and they say, well, I'm not a salesperson. I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to feel like I'm pushing something on someone. Amy, my sister-in-law, was one of the people that said the same thing. And I said, well, to me, I care about someone. I've seen it described in a perfect way when if someone was standing next to you, whether you knew them or not, complete stranger, and they said, oh my gosh, my head is pounding. I've got the worst headache. If you had a headache medication, aspirin, Advil, Aleve, something like that, in your purse or in your car or whatever, wouldn't you say, and especially if they're asking, does anybody have anything for a headache? Who would keep that a secret? And I feel like there are so many people that I know that need the Plexus products and or the opportunity that I almost feel guilty if I don't share it with them. I also heard people say, well, I've tried network marketing before. One of my prerequisites were I don't want to have a party. I don't want to have to carry inventory. I don't want to have to do paperwork or make deliveries. I don't want to have to make orders for people. I don't want to have to keep track of all these different things. And Melissa said, Kelly, you don't have to do any of that. As a matter of fact, even the training is at no cost to you in terms of there's just unlimited amounts of YouTube videos and trainings, just like I would be in a scenario like this, which we call a Zoom training. And I said, well, what do I have to lose? And I began to start sharing it. And so I want to have a good friend of mine, Casey, share a little bit of her health story, but more importantly, what Plexus has been able to do for her and her family, because she, like me, also for several months after first joining Plexus, didn't start to take the financial piece of it as seriously as she does now. And she and I literally 2-3 days ago talked about it amongst ourselves. Why didn't we start 6 months sooner? And of course, we can't take that time back, but we certainly urge people that we know now that we talk to not to waste a second. So Casey, if you're on the call and can unmute yourself.
Okay, hey everybody, Casey Pleasant. So I'm a senior gold ambassador with Plexus, and like Kelly said, my family takes the products, I take them, and I will take the triplex combo and the vitamins as long as I live. I love them. I'm a yoga teacher and a blogger and an energy worker. So those 3 things are super fulfilling in all parts of my life except my bank account. I don't get paid a lot of money to do any of those things, but I love them. But the one thing about yoga, when I'm teaching, since it isn't a lot of money, I felt like I needed to scramble and teach a bunch of extra classes at night or maybe during the day when I wanted to go eat lunch with my kids. And I didn't like that. So Plexus has afforded me the opportunity to teach where I want to teach and when I want to teach. When I first started building my business in August, I moved up very quickly. So in October, I was able to completely leave a studio that I had taught at for years that just energy-wise wasn't working for me anymore. And I was able to say goodbye. That was my mortgage payment. So just in a few short months, I was able to make my mortgage. In November, I was able to buy a new car because my car had run down, or a new to me car. And every month, my paycheck has doubled, if not tripled. We actually just got paid again. And it is just, it's this huge opportunity that I never saw in the beginning. And I'm so glad that I see it now. Because I know I'm going to be able to put my kids to go to college, and that's something I've never saved before to be able to do, and that's pretty huge. When we were young and we first got married, I remember there was a lot of times when my kids were invited to a birthday party, they weren't allowed to go because we couldn't afford to get the other kid a present. I mean, so it was bad and it was sad. And now that I see some freedom ahead financially to be able to do the things that we want to do and give back the way that we want to give back, it's a no-brainer for me.
Thank you, Casey. I appreciate that. Brandon is another person that I want to share, and I just realized that I asked 2 people that have a teaching background, so definitely not salespeople as far as a profession, but both people have been very successful with Plexus. So Brandon, if you'll give us a little bit of your experience with Plexus and the financial piece, and I'm going to make sure that everyone is muted. So Brandon, if you could share.
Okay, so I am.
Oh, sorry, Brandon, I just muted you again. Sorry, I needed to mute some other folks. Can you unmute yourself again? Sorry about that.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, sorry.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm an educator, 3rd grade teacher. I've taught for about 12 years, and I made some life changes, health changes last year, and the girl next to me, the lady next to me, was sold Plexus, and she was looking really good, so I asked her about it, and she sold me a 7-day trial. It did great for me, but I didn't want it to work like most people. I kind of threw it to the side, and I said I wasn't going to have anything else to do with that. But I did. I bought a 30-day supply, and then she asked me if I wanted to sign up as an ambassador because I could get the best prices. I told her yes, because I love a sale, but I had no interest in selling those products. I asked her not to involve me in any of it, period. I started taking the products and taking the triplex combo, and I was talking about it to a friend who said, how do I get my hands on it? I couldn't even tell her how to buy it because I didn't even know how to get to my website. She bought it. Her sister bought it. The more and more I talked about it, the more and more people started buying it. So I just kept talking about it, and I've promoted to Gold Ambassador. My income from Plexus now, most months, is about half of what I bring home from my teaching salary. Sometimes a little bit less, a little bit more, but it averages about half. And I've only been with Plexus since October, so it's done very well for me financially, and it's also it's just done wonders for my health and the way that I feel as well.
Thank you so much, Brandon. I'm so glad that you're feeling amazing. And I'm going to mute you again and everyone. So as you see, I have pulled up this pay chart as we wrap up the call. These are the average amounts of income that people who are active Plexus ambassadors have experienced from just joining as a Plexus ambassador all the way up through Diamond Ambassador, which is our highest rank. So there are a few folks that you heard from this evening. I know that Sorrell, who shared, is a silver ambassador. I know that Brandon, who just shared that he was a gold ambassador, so you can see that here on the chart. Both Casey and Barry are senior gold ambassadors, very soon to be ruby ambassadors. And I, this month, am going to be an emerald ambassador. And you can see that there's a big jump in the compensation there between senior ruby and emerald. Part of that, there are some different bonuses that kick in. But one of the things that I am pretty excited about is that Plexus allows you to get a Lexus that they, that's going to be my Plexus Lexus. So I'm super excited about that. And they send you and a guest to Hawaii every year that you are an emerald or above. So I'm super excited about that. And so our team we're buzzing this month for sure, just because of all of the exciting things that are happening. So Casey and Brandon, you guys are on the screen still right now. if you would just sort of shake your head or a thumbs up, would you agree that the numbers that are listed here are accurate, if not conservative, for the current position that you are with Plexus? So they can't hear you, but okay, thumbs up. So I would agree with that as well. I actually had a big aha moment for myself. I was with Kendra Randolph the day after she became a Diamond Ambassador and was going over this same chart with her with a room of, in person, with a room of folks who were interested about Plexus. And when we got to that Diamond number, I looked at her and said, do you think these numbers are accurate, if not conservative? And she got really flushed and almost embarrassed. And she said, yeah. But that's just, it's just, to me, it is mind-blowing to think about numbers like that. And as we have all continued to advance in levels of achievement with Plexus, it's always every month when we get our paychecks just so much fun to see that they are, again, conservative, accurate, if not conservative. So, like I said, as we wrap up, there are 3 ways that you have an opportunity to purchase Plexus products. Retail, which I have very, very few, if any, retail customers, because that is the most expensive. It's a one-time purchase. You can also purchase as a preferred customer. There's no cost to being a preferred customer. Plexus does keep your credit card on file, and the same time this month, next month, they will ship you the same thing that you ordered unless you go in and change it or cancel it. There's no minimum order, and there's also no minimum time length that you have to order. You do receive about a 10% discount off of the retail price. Now, if you saw this opportunity and you're like, not only do I want to get the best price possible, but I can already think of a bazillion people that need these products or this opportunity, then maybe the wholesale option is for you, meaning that you want to become an ambassador and you want to share the products with others. You get the deepest discount. There is that $34.95 upfront cost. You also get to purchase your first order at an additional savings, and you get to work with this amazing team. So if that's something that you're interested in, we want to know about it. So as we are finishing up this call, you've got a couple of choices. You can do nothing, which is completely up to you. You can say, yeah, I think I want to become a customer. I want to try these products. Or I have a list of 10 people right now that I want to get on the phone with and talk about these amazing products and this amazing opportunity. Then the ambassador option is something that you should definitely consider. It's all about your comfort level, but I can tell you that what if, Plexus can change everything, because for me and my family, it has. And as several people on this call said, I will continue taking Plexus products for the rest of my life because I feel amazing, and why would I want to stop that? So as we wrap up tonight, I would encourage you to get back with the person who invited you to this call. Please ask them any questions that you might have. We have recorded this call, so it will be available probably tomorrow morning via YouTube. So anybody that's on this call can reach out to me on Facebook. I'm listed as Kelly, K-E-L-L-Y, Knowles, K-N-O-W-L-E-S, and the last name is Jan, J-A-N, like January. You can send me a friend request. You can send me a private message. My profile is public. I'm happy to share the recording with you, and I'll also post it in the invitation. So any of you that were invited on tonight's call, it will be listed there as well. Hope you guys have a great evening. I'm actually going to stop the recording, and I'll keep the meeting running for just a few minutes if any of you have any additional questions. So I'm going to stop the recording. See how I can do that here.